This time, nature calls.
This contemporary-style home is hiding its potential.
There's a house there somewhere, I'm just not sure where it is.
Our designer wants to reveal its true character.
Lots of earthy elements with a modern twist.
Cool ways to make any house stand out.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Homeowner Johnny Sacko is kind of an adrenaline junkie.
We're gonna put a snap roll on top of the loop. Okay. Avalanche.
His latest passion? Aerobatic flying.
It's something that I've always really wanted to do, and finally, this last year got the opportunity to go up for the first time.
Thrill seeker that he is, Johnny's not exactly the homebody type.
I bought the house because it's next to the park that I ride my motorcycle through. No one had bought the place because it was in such ramshackle condition.
And since he's moved in, Johnny hasn't done anything to fix problems like a dirt and gravel path and drive, an entryway that's too high off the ground, and siding that's in total disrepair.
So, you've been in the house for a little while. Why are we finally tackling this now?
Well, I can't use my front door because...
That's a good reason.
Yeah, it's a mud bog to get to the door. It's time to fix it.
On the house, resurface the wood siding with easier maintenance material. Paint the siding an earthy green color to warm the place up and tie it into the natural setting. Underneath, stain or paint the concrete foundation the same color as the siding for a uniform, natural feel. Starting at the garage, a curved walkway made of stone will make for a warmer entrance. Terraced levels will raise the ground level, making the front door an entryway Johnny can actually use. To the left, a stacked stone retaining wall will help define the landscape and walkways. A bright red front door will make the entryway the house's focal point, while new wood stairs and railing will clean it all up. Finally, a mix of evergreens will dress up the front of the house and look good through the winter, even when Johnny's trees have lost their leaves. We're shopping for stone for our earthy modern makeover.
Over here we have a few pieces of the flagstone laid out that I was telling you about.
Landscape designer Kevin Ganley knows just what homeowner Johnny Sacko's yard needs.
And Johnny's goal is to achieve easy egress from his garage area up to his door. And right now he's just got a steep slope of roots and mud. We're going to look to terrace those areas off, create some steps, and a couple of planting areas to soften all of the hardscaping that's going to go in.
For the flat surfaces of the terraces, Kevin suggests flagstone to keep with the natural theme of the design.
We could potentially use an irregular flagstone. There are several options as far as colors of flagstone that are available, but I think this is probably one of the more attractive ones. It's got an earthy green cast to it.
It's beautiful.
Since flagstone can be pricey, the guys check out another option, concrete pavers.
Yeah, I like the natural stuff much better, actually.
Terrific.
I originally had thought of possibly using concrete to save money, but now I'm finding that the beautiful flagstone will be roughly equivalent. So that's absolutely what we're going to use.
With a pathway material chosen, they check out dry stacked rocks for the retaining walls.
We take this and we stack it and we backfill it with soil. We can terrace things in heights of up to 2 feet, and it not only is attractive but less expensive than like timber walls and concrete retaining walls.
Actually, that happens to be my favorite kind of wall. It's really important for me that my house still look like a house in the woods. I think all the natural elements that I've seen will really give the house what it needs.
The very next day, Kevin and his crew are on hand to lay in the stone. And designer Allison Merriman is checking in on the progress.
We've tried to introduce a walkway that's not so sterile, not a real straight, tunnel going from the lower part to the upper part.
Yeah, the design is really incorporating all the organic elements and natural materials. It's looking really good.
But before the stones can go in, the crew's got to tackle the slope.
Anytime you build a patio or walkway up out of grade, the biggest risk that you run is that you'll get some settling over time. So we're going to go in and try and put in a nice heavy base of gravel and tamp that as we bring it up to grade.
Now, the stacked stone retaining walls start to come up. Next, the flagstone walkways go in. Then, the crew hauls in limestone slabs for the steps.
And we've chosen them for two reasons. Functionally, they have a 6-inch rise, which is very standard, and that makes it very easy to go up and down those steps. Secondly, they're very good earthy tones. They'll match up well with the flagstone walkways and also with the rock walls that we're building for retaining around the steps.
I gotta say, I really like that meandering path you got going there.
Yeah, the idea was to connect the garage to the front door, to the side door, in a casual sort of way.
Works great now. Is casual a term that works with your style?
I'm not really a suit-wearing guy, so yeah.
The next day, the plants are going in. Landscape designer Kevin Ganley is creating an evergreen garden that softens the stone terraces and complements the natural surroundings of the house.
During the winter months, most of the tree plantings around Johnny's house here are going to drop their foliage, so it's going to look really bare and stark. So we wanted to use some evergreens that will give some lush foliage through the winter months.
Along the rock walls, Kevin plants Nandina for color.
It turns bright red in the fall and holds that through the winter.
And on the terraces, some rhododendron for a softer touch. They're green in the winter with white blooms in the spring.
These are also acid-loving evergreens, so they work well around maples and oaks.
And to break up the empty wall by the entry, Kevin's putting in a taller variety of Nandina.
Because they don't have that real tight manicured shape, but a more natural freeform shape to them.
When we come back, will our high-flying bachelor be happy with how it all looks? Find out next. From cold and awkward to an inviting home that really plays off its woodsy surroundings. Remember Johnny's front door? Too high up to use it all. Now, terrace levels of flagstone have raised the ground level up. A new cedar staircase and railing, a custom-designed stained glass window, and a red front door brighten it all up, creating a welcoming focal point to the house. The original vertical siding made the house seem way too tall and was in total disrepair. Now, easy-to-maintain horizontal siding that's an earthy green color gives the house an all-around much more natural look. Before, the walkway was a buried bunch of cinder blocks, not very organic or pretty. Now, a natural stone path goes from the garage to the front door, up limestone steps, and across stone patios. The original landscaping wasn't more than a dried-up plant. Now a mix of evergreens along the side of the house adds natural color and texture to the concrete foundation, while bringing some softer lines to the front of the house. Earthy colors and textures, a bright entryway with contemporary elements, and natural stone hardscaping that ties it all together. Johnny Sacko's once shabby house is now a warm and cozy place to come home to after any kind of high-flying adventure.
I can't believe it's my house. The house has turned out so much better than I could ever have imagined. The detail that I like the most now, the cedar front steps, which are jewel-like in their construction. The hardscape was originally just supposed to be some steps. I just had in mind something like some flat squares of concrete so you'd be able to walk from one place to the other and not have to be standing in mud. Now I have flagstone and it's amazing, you know. I mean, I really was not looking for anything this opulent. I feel some sort of incredible privilege now actually be able to walk in there and live in my house.
Drink up, little guys.